Good morning. This is just a mama taking a breath with you and opening to that wasteland, understanding that wasteland better of all of our inner tech. And hopefully on this video, you can just get a sense of flavor of how bad it is. And as I said in my earlier videos, as above, so below, as within, so without. So if you have already a personal moment of your own WTF around whatever domain where it almost sickened you, I'm sorry to say I am aiming to engender that same realization within you, because it really is that bad. So the first thing that I'd like to bring your attention to is the work of John Lamb Lash and his book, Not in His Image. And it's the Gnostic vision of sacred ecology and the future of belief. And in this book, John talks about how the fragments that were discovered, the Nag Hammadi, the Dead Sea Scrolls, that those few scrolls compared to the all of the spiritual Christian literature that is available today, John said, I'm not quoting it exactly, but it's something like these fragments from the Nag Hammadi, the Dead Sea Scrolls, are like one flake of wholesome oatmeal within a dump heap the size of Alaska. So the deception upon us has been massive. And if you want to get into it, another great way to get into it is the wonderful interview that you can look up on YouTube with Lisa Harrison and her interview with John Lamb Lash. Gosh, I think it's back in 2015 or something like that. It was pretty far back. But similarly, people who have been feeling like they're normal human beings and then they have to wake up to, let's go the other way, let's go the negative way. Waking up into the reality of ritual abuse and the lies of that, and how long that has gone on. So there's a place where at that inner knowing spiritual level, we kind of need to be open to the possibility that everything that we've been investing, all of our good wishes, all of our good hopes, all of our good intentions, have been, shall we say, used, or dare I say, harvested. And it is through no fault of our own, because if the only thing you have is shit to eat, we got purified shit, we got... So it's it can be a soul-shattering moment if you don't have an authentic connection to your authentic soul. Because that was the whole point, was to make sure that you never made that connection on your own. Okay? So we all have brought our gifts, our creativity, our hopes, our dreams, and it can be pretty shattering when you see.
We've done what you told us. We brought you the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West. We melted her.
Ah, you liquidated her, eh? Very resourceful.
Yes, sir. So we'd like you to keep your promise to us, if you please, sir.
Not so fast. Not so fast. I'll have to give the matter a little thought. Go away and come back tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, but I want to go home now.
You've had plenty of time already.
Yeah. Do not arouse the wrath of the great and powerful Oz. I said come back tomorrow.
If you were really great and powerful, you'd keep your promises.
Do you presume to criticize the great Oz? You ungrateful creatures think yourselves lucky that I'm giving you audience tomorrow instead of 20 years from now.
Oh,
The great Oz has spoken.
oh,
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. The great Oz has spoken.
Who are you?
oh, I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
You are? I don't believe you.
No, I'm afraid it's true. There's no other wizard except me. You humbug! Yes, it's exactly so. I'm a humbug.
Oh, you're a very bad man.
Oh, no, my dear. I'm a very good man. I'm just a very bad wizard.
So that is the way that we all are culturally, where we believed in a system that of protectors of our government and but the point of truly waking up to the spiritual is understanding very simple principles, very simple things that have to do with weaving reality. Like actually being the weaver of one's life. But the problem is that creation capacity has been intentionally taken away from us. Yeah? So there's a basic message. And again, what's cool about really going to the spiritual level is that once you see a thing, it can't be unseen and you can't be fooled again. So, like what I'm going to show you, once you get it, from then on, it's going to be so obvious. It's like the duh moment. It's like, oh my God, why didn't I see that? Well, you didn't see it because they've been doing a lot of song and dancing to make sure that you don't. So, it's been very important that my earlier videos, I was working with talking about your own central channel and connecting on the inner world. But you can say that the entire game, the entire show, the entire Emerald City charade has been to keep you visually connected to the images that pull you external from your core self, and that you're told and threatened and cajoled and all kinds of things to command you to believe in those images, to the point that the images are it, and your own intimate and direct experience with the divine is so off the table, it's not even missed. In fact, between culture and family and religions, you're told, in terms of your inner reality and whatever's rocking around in there, that your feelings don't really count. They don't really matter. Not important. If they're causing you a ruckus, better medicate. Better medicate. And keep your focus on the external reality. That's the only thing that's real. Pay no attention to anything that's going on the inside. It is, and fill in the blank. We all have our different thing. It's unimportant. It's worthless. It's whatever. So once you get the setup, because you've got to see it to understand it. So if you didn't see my earlier video, this was a graphic of consciousness. And we could start with that this upper part is conscious mind, and then there's this curved edge, and then underneath it is all the unconscious. Now, when we're growing, we're actually moving that line so we become deeper. We are conscious of more things. What was unconscious is now conscious, so we're becoming deeper. We're able to include and embrace more things. We're able to take that journey from the outer all the way into our core self. We're able to face our patterns and to dig our well and make it to our eternal nature, basically. So basically, the matrix, what it does is it casts a, let me get this, sorry guys. It casts a blanket over everything, every realm of life, politics, family, religion, media, psychology, where you're forbidden to go within. That the only thing that's real is the external, 3D. And we have a long history of people, especially women, who have gone inside and, of course, are called crazy. But this is so for religion too, because you're told only look externally. Even the Bible, you're still looking, your eyes are looking outward. And in reality, you're unrooted because you don't have, in this setup, you don't have a authentic, deep connection. So, and to get the fullness of their cruelty, the same way that I'm hearing on some of the truther videos, the plans, how it coulda, woulda gone down, economically, politically, food-wise, if Hillary had gotten elected. But from a spiritual level, and everything that I'm hearing is that, it was, they were halfway into their 16-year plan and pretty much done. So if you look at a full-on it's really more, 20 years of programming, hard-on programming, well, hundreds. But anyway, I'm not going to get into the length of time, not going to get distracted, just that the programming has been there such that, get this, if you're not rooted in the truth of the living Lord within your heart, if you don't know the light from a deep, internal, felt, experiential place, and all you have are beliefs, even if those beliefs come from the good book. And then the hammer comes down and everything shatters. Beliefs shattering everywhere, and there's no authentic connection to the Christ. To authentic knowing, to a higher law, natural law, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Because after a certain, I don't know, something, the boundaries or dogmas between individual spiritual levels dissolve, and we're all understanding a one law, but from a deep inner knowing. So it's pretty scary out there. And so part of, I can see now, of my spirit-driven channel is to begin to provide a landing place for those poor pussy Democrats. Oh my God. Or the New Agers too. That have just been sold a line of beliefs whose purpose it has been, and even the media, even the alternative media. I mean, I've been there. I've got that Got that iPad strapped to my face, external looking, external searching. And sometimes I wonder, especially lately, if perhaps all of the lies that are coming out on all domains that the spiritual teaching of that is just simply that there isn't any place to go outside. And to have that so clear that people have to take their own journey inwards. But of course, that own journey inwards is just wrought with so much forbidden fruit of don't go there. If you want to check out a movie that I think is a perfect apt description. It's actually a horror movie. And it's called A Stigmata. Just take it as a potential whistleblower's movie that got the truth out. But it had to go through the Hollywood dramatic scene, but it definitely kind of says how bad it is. So, yeah, so that's it for supporting us looking mindfully at our own WTF in terms of our own authentic connection to the divine.